In today's world, individuals often find themselves navigating through an intricate web of demands, expectations, and challenges that exert immense pressure on various facets of existence. This relentless pursuit often results in a confluence of pressures stemming from professional responsibilities to financial strains. On the one hand, we need enough pressure so that we don't get stagnant and waste away, atrophying in our comfort zone. On the other hand, if we have too many encounters, we may just fail or become avoidant completely. More and more people are seeking that discharge of tension, while a tension-free and pressure-less living might be comfortable for a while. But it's the pressure that causes us to grow and develop. Therefore, examining the dynamics of pressure in today's world is crucial to navigate these challenges and foster a balanced, healthy approach to life in the modern world. To help keep us resilient and steadfast when faced with pressure, we're going to look to the Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus' way of handling it. In this video, I shall teach you 4 never-thought rules to help you reframe how we think about the world around us in order to help us stay resilient under pressure. Learning to love fate is known as amor fati. And while it might seem like a simple thing, but in practice it can be quite difficult. It takes 3 things for us to learn to love fate. 1. We have to be willing to accept everything that happens around us, rather than resist it. 2. We must realize that every change, whether positive or negative for us, is only the evolving part of a continually shifting universe. Third is we must realize that we would not be in this place if we don't accept change. Change is what has given us the ability to think and feel. In the context of pressure, we might learn to accept the obstacles that fate places in our path. After all, they are neither good nor bad. They are simply things we must deal with. One of the greatest benefits of amor fati is how it dissolves the victim mentality. The victim will look at a situation that isn't favorable to them and think, "Why only me?" With amor fati, we think, change is a part of life. This is just another change that doesn't affect me personally. This is a crucial mentality change that allows us to view challenges as chances for growth and learning rather than as burdens that stand in the way of our progress. By doing this, we eliminate the detrimental psychological effect that has on our mental health. This obstacle is the way mindset can be used in our real-life situations, like in a broken relationship or a job promotion. While our first reaction might be frustration or anger, but we shall eventually learn to consider these situations and ask ourselves what lessons they can teach us. To help make this shift, we can practice 2 things: reframing and thinking about history. Try asking yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why did this happen to me? The next time you run across a problem, then observe how that alters your perception of the situation. It's always helpful to keep in mind that numerous others have confronted and conquered comparable difficulties before us. If they can do it, then it can be done. Our reality is indeed shaped by our perceptions. Not everyone sees the world in the same way. I view life very differently from you, and our respective perspectives will determine how we experience it. For some, life is an uphill battle every day against those who would pull them down, the system that would take advantage of them, and the ever-shifting nature of the world that is out to get them. Others find beauty in life, and we are able to create beauty and recognize beauty in others because of the human condition. Humans are naturally good. The universe is a furnace of possibility and change, and our culture has saved millions from poverty and illness. Even though these 2 are staring at the identical thing, their perceptions of it are extremely different. The differences may be between hate and love, suffering and peace, or hope and despair. Consider 2 individuals trapped in traffic. A person may consider, "What a waste of time. I usually experience this." The other might think, "Great. I have some extra time to listen to my favorite podcast. Despite the identical situations, their experiences couldn't be more different. We can acknowledge that we are accountable for our emotional response once we realize that our perception of the events determines how we feel, not the facts themselves. We can actively influence how we perceive the environment once we acknowledge that we have control over our views. Start by recognizing your defaults. The way you naturally look at things. Are they generally positive, negative, or neutral? When a negative thought arises, ask yourself, is this a fact or just my interpretation? With practice, you can actively decide how you want to interpret situations. When did you last set aside some time to think back on the day? You are not alone if you are unable to recall. Although it may seem strange to do these days, the Stoics saw it as a crucial practice for creating a feedback loop that ensured the lessons and errors of the day were remembered. Over time, embracing this practice can significantly enhance our decision-making abilities, align our actions with our desired values, and contribute to reducing anxiety by actively processing our experiences. Integrating this practice into both our morning and evening routines can yield substantial benefits. Every day, we're exposed to a stream of decisions, experiences, and emotions. If they are not dealt with, they may build up and lead to burnout and even bad judgment. By reflecting on a regular basis, we can examine our actions and determine whether they were in line with our principles. If we're really honest with ourselves, this practice can be a powerhouse of personal development as we get better and better at recognizing our approach and responses to different situations. Over time, as we improve in this kind of reflection, we start to see our response in real time as it happens. And this is where the really profound value can lie for many people. Even just 5 minutes before bed or during a coffee break can make a big difference. It's the consistency that's key. Ask yourself what went well today, or what could I have done differently? Modify your inquiries to include more in-depth why kind of question. The goal of reflection is understanding, not judgment. Be compassionate and curious when interacting with your ideas and emotions. Practice the rules I mentioned you above consistently. It functions similarly to an investment account. You make a regular payment and over time, the account grows and grows. See you in another video. Happy life.